Good afternoon, everyone. This is Matt over at MilestoneCapitalGrowthPortfolio.com. Today is Tuesday, June 10th. Another great day in the market as stuff went up and stuff went down. Everything was tradable. Let's take a look at the Dow real quick here, and then we'll move on to a few stocks. All right, the Dow, it just really didn't do much again, but it did go up 2 points. So we'll have to see what happens. Pretty much flat on the day, pulled down a little bit today, came up. The typical volume here. I think it's just a matter of time before we get a little bit of a sell-off. I think right around 17. We should hit the 17, 16, 995, somewhere in that area, another 45 points or so. And that's R2. If you want to look that up on your chart, it is resistance level 2. So keep an eye on the Dow for one more quick little pop, and then we'll get some selling. But if you notice these candles, these two candles here, it really pushed it up higher, but the volume that's coming into it now, it's really not pushing it up higher. So you have some sellers in there. But you also have some buyers that are protecting it, so we'll have to see what happens. Let's take a look at the SPY. Where does the SPY want to go? Same thing, just low volume, lower volumes getting lower and lower. So pretty soon something's going to pop. Either, we're going to pop up to the trend line here, or we're going to say, okay, we're tired and it's just about to happen, and we're going to take a nice little dip. And if we take that dip, look for your 50-day moving average, a little lower down here to get this gap filled. 190 area. It's only 600 points on the Dow, five points here, so no big deal. But look for a nice little pullback on the SPY and the Dow at some point here in the near future. Something's going to trigger it. All right, big win for our members, ACHN. We did a video on this, I believe it was last week, and we were talking about this consolidation area. Let me zoom it out a little bit. You can see all my lines are still drawn here. We're talking about this consolidation area and how it's just not getting going here, but then we broke the 50-day moving average. You can't really see it on this, unfortunately. Maybe shrink that down a little bit. But you can see it broke the 50-day moving average, and that was our trigger here. I had a price alert set for our members, and you take a little piece of this to make sure until it gets out of the box. Then you buy it, you get a little bit more. But we had two big moves now in 2 days. We're just about at that first. We did fill the first gap right here, and now we're going for the second gap right up here, and it flew today. She's up 83%, up 170% from where we were talking about, 160%, somewhere in that area from where we were mentioning it. So look for this one to go a little bit higher here and then get a little bit of a pullback. But you do have a nice move on this one, and it's broken out of its trend line, which is awesome. So it has plans. It helps when news hits on these things too. It was pretty good timing. So let's take a look at the weekly here. The weekly on this also, it looks really good. It broke that trend line that was in place that I was talking about. But if this thing can consolidate in this area, we might be able to get back up into, the $19 range. But let's take baby steps on this one. It's going to get overbought and it's going to need consolidation. And you get a couple of highs over here that you need to break. You're going to get over this one here, which was nice resistance for this. It created that double top. But it was a good move from here to here, and it consolidated a little bit higher. So now we have this massive candle here on the monthly, which is just starting out in the month, but it looks good to move forward. All right, PCLN sticking to our plan. I gave you guys this chart a while ago at this double top, and it is sticking to our trend line to the downside. It's looking really good here. We need this gap to get filled. We are almost there. The 50-day average should act as a little bit of support, but I think we're going to get a hammer down to here to fill this gap, and then we'll have to see what happens after that. Either it comes down to the 200-day moving average, which I don't think so. I think it's going to fill this gap right here and then start trucking to the upside again, but we won't know until it happens. For now, we're going to work with this trade just like we worked with this trade. So, we'll follow through here, manage it as we go. Join us in live chat. You can't beat it. 60 people in there having a blast all day long. All right, let's take a look at Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi looks really good here. It's at the 200-day moving average. A little bit of resistance here, but it had a nice little move today. It has found its bottom right here off this one, created a double bottom here, and it's starting to get going a little bit. Once we break this middle Bollinger Band and stuff, we're going to come up to a little bit of resistance here at off the top of this trend line. Which after that, then it could get going pretty good. Let's take a look at the weekly on this though, because it'll look a little bit better. You can see the bounce in place, and it broke the middle Bollinger Band, so it's getting a little bit bullish. If it can hold it, then we have to just cross the 50-day moving average. So on a weekly basis, it's looking really good. It's it's a different trend now at this point. So if we could finish that off, and we do have a little bit of gap in here that we want to keep an eye on, and that's at 981. So it's a $3 move from where it is right now, and this is why you use all time frames so you can see any potential areas that'll be good for you. So this one really needs to break. We'll get rid of this little trend line here. Nah, we'll leave it there. This right here really needs to break, and I think we can get it. That's going to be about $7. So it's pretty close right now. And then after it breaks to 7, it should be a clear ride right up here to 981 to get this first level. All right, so that's Wi-Fi. BLUE is going to be the last one for today. BLUE looks good. Same basic pattern on the weekly. It's just getting ready to break right now. Actually, let's pull this out to the monthly real quick so we could see the trend. All right, so it's not really. Let's go back to the weekly. We could use this here as a trend for the weekly. The trend pattern here, you're going to be breaking this after this resistance is broken tomorrow. So keep an eye on blue. I think blue is going to get going to the upside here. Look for 28 to 30 in that area, but this should continue even higher after we break this downtrend line. You know, it was an IPO. IPOs sell off, they consolidate, move higher, make higher lows, and then get trucking to the upside again. So blue are catching pretty good right here. Relative strength indexes at 48 on the weekly. It looks good. Take a look at the daily. You can see a big old candle. You know, you get your hammer right here underneath the 50. It was definitely protected back up over the 200, back over the middle Bollinger Band, and now you are very bullish to the upside. So keep an eye on BLUE. All right, if you're not a member, make sure you join up. Today's the last day for 500, but you can't do it on the website. You're going to have to email me off this video and let me know, and I will be able to we can talk via email, and I can get you all set up for you to start making money and learning all these patterns and catching all these bottoms like we do. All right, you know, live chat's open tomorrow, website's open. We have some new members. We have a great training video on how to pick the perfect entry and exit. So make sure you check that out tonight. And also, you have 4 stocks that are in there that are just absolutely rocking for us. A couple of them I wanted to do an update on. We're about 300% up on those, 400% on another one. So those options are looking really good, and the stocks are looking really good. All right, this is Matt over at Milestone Capital Growth Portfolio. Click on the link, and that'll take you right to the contact page. And you can become a member today for $500 for a lifetime. If not, it's going to be every 6 months, and we will post that tomorrow. That goes live. Have a great night, everyone. Happy trading.